So markers are chemically defined constituents or group of constituents. They chemically defined constituents or group constituent of herbal substance or preparation or medicinal product which are of interest for control purpose independent of whether they have any therapeutic activity. You have a herbal product, you have a herbal preparation or a herbal substance, and markers are a defined constituents, a group of constituents. Constituents are the group constituents of herbal substance, preparation, medicinal product which are of interest of control purpose, independent of whether they have any therapeutic activity. Interest for control purpose, which are for the control purpose, independent of whether they have any therapeutic activity. So these are those constituents which may or may not have any therapeutic activity, but their constituent, what is that chemical and other things, is already known. So they are in herbal substance, means plant part, or after preparation that you give extract etc. That also have finally the final product, they might be have that type of thing which is already known. So it is known that it is that and its constituent is that, whether they have any therapeutic activity or not. So they are regarded as markers. So they are like used in comparison purpose, like I have dosage form and someone has preparation, so we can like understand like that substance A is present, this dosage form is made of this preparation. How we will came to know if that preparation has A and marker, then the final product also should have to be A marker. So we will do a analysis for A marker, so which will finally tells us that yeah, this medicinal product is made from that herbal preparation. Markers serve to calculate the quantity of herbal substances, the herbal preparations in the herbal medicinal product. The marker has been quantitatively determined in the herbal substance for herbal preparations. Serve to calculate the quantity of herbal substances, herbal preparations in the herbal medicinal product. Marker has been quantitatively determined in the herbal substance, herbal preparation. So markers serve to calculate the quantity of herbal substances, herbal preparations, quantity of herbal substance, herbal preparation. Suppose 10 gram of some herbal preparation has 1 gram of marker, then you will make final product of some 5 gram of tablet etc. Then that must have 0.5 gram of marker. It means that the herbal medicinal product of the herbal markers has been quantitatively determined by marker substance. So what does it mean is finally is that marker are those constituent in drug substance preparation or herbal medicinal product whose constituent is known and they may or may not have any therapeutic activity, and which are helped to determine the substance, their quantity, their presence, and they are used as a control. How we use control in analysis, control chemical which whose constituent etc. It's a standard type thing. Teas, we know na tea that we use every day in our life. We make tea. They are like when we import of tea is done in bulk or in sachets, also in packets, small, and they are used to make oral preparations. Category of markers. So already told what is a marker. That is that chemical whose constituent is known. Suppose that's a chemical D, which is made up of A, B and C, whose constituent is like 80% of A and then 10% of B and 10% of C. So that chemical, which can be in herbal substance or herbal preparation, herbal medicinal product, is a marker. So that maybe has a therapeutic benefits, therapeutic property, or may not be have any therapeutic activity. It doesn't matter, it is a marker. So let's take an example. Suppose we have a leaf, it has some medicinal property, okay, and we are boiling that leaf and we are making a solution. So that's a herbal preparation. We have a leaf and that is herbal substance, and we have taken the leaf in a boiling water and we have now extracted the leaves, that's herbal preparation, and we have made syrup of that, and we are selling that syrup to the customer. So that has an active ingredient which was in leaf, then it comes after boiling in herbal preparation the boiling water, and then we have made syrup of that. Okay, so that's active ingredient was there, and there's one more extra substance was extra chemical was there, that's, let's say, alpha is present in leaf. After boiling we get some boiled water, so that have alpha, and when we have made syrup from that boiled water we have alpha don't have any medicinal therapeutic activity. Okay, but alpha is there, and constituent of alpha is known, it is 80% of A and 10% of B plus 10% of C. So that alpha can be called as a marker, because we know the constituent of alpha, and alpha quantification means adjusting the herbal preparation to a defined range of constituents exclusively achieving by blending different batches of herbal substance or herbal preparation. So what is this quantification? When we have a herbal product now, like we consume some ashwagandha tablet or something like that, capsule, so it has maybe it contain 4 constituents, A, B, C and D. So A need to be 10%, B need to be 20%, and C then 60%, and D then again 10%. So that's the constituent. What percent that particular constituent should have to be, what percent. So that things are in range, like it's 10%, not like 10%, it's like 5 to 15%, maybe it's like exact 10%. So that's called how much quantity that constituent need to be present on that dosage form in that herbal medicinal product. That's called quantification. A how much, B how much, C how much, and D how much. After that, that's solvent, an inorganic or an organic liquid, use of preparation of solution or suspension. So like when we take the herbal substance like leaf, root, etc., and then what we do some process and we make the herbal preparations. So at that time we use solvents, and the most common solvent is water, and then there is ethanol, methanol, acetic acid, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid type of acid, and base like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide type of things are common. Okay, which are used like inorganic and organic like benzene, inorganic like sodium hydroxide, aqueous sodium hydroxide. These are used to prepare solution or suspension to manufacture herbal preparation or the manufacture of a herbal medicinal product. Okay. When we make herbal preparation or herbal medicinal product, we use this type of solvents. Specification: list of taste, reference or analytical procedure, appropriate acceptance criteria, which are numerical limits, range or other criteria for the taste described. So, list of tastes. There is a list of tastes, analytical reference to analytical procedure. Specification: when we make is dosage form, now we do a list of taste also, like if there is some carbohydrate, protein or other constituents are present, so we do taste accordingly for carbohydrate, protein, etc. things. Taste reference to analytical procedure. So what is specification? Like any herbal drug preparation or herbal medicinal product have list of different active ingredients, and there are some non-active ingredients also. So what should have to be the range or numerical limits range for those constituent, that things falls under specification. And when we do some analysis, we use different analytical procedures also, and those are standard procedures. We use some standard procedures, and that also comes under specification. Like when you will do taste of this product, you have to do this taste, analytical procedures you to follow and do this test, and then you have to check that whether A, B, C, D, whatever uh, ingredients present in the dosage form or its preparation are okay or not, their limit is acceptable or not. Conformance to specifications means that the herbal preparation, herbal substance listed will meet the listed acceptance criteria. Specification are binding quality. Specific binding quality standard that are agreed during the appropriate governmental regulatory agency and applicant. Specifications of binding quality standards. Specifications of binding standard that are agreed to between the appropriate governmental regulatory agency and applicant. Herbal preparation, herbal substance or medicinal product when tested according to listed procedure will meet the limited acceptance criteria. Meet the listed acceptance criteria. Listed acceptance criteria. So it's very clear. The specifications are the amount of a percentage of different substance which are present in the dosage form or in the preparation, and that falls under specifications. After that, there is standardization. Adjusting of herbal substance. Standardization means adjusting the herbal substance or the preparation to a defined content of constituent or group of constituent with known activity, respectively, either by adding excipients or by blending batches. Substance herbal preparation, standardized extracts. Adjusting the herbal substance or preparation to a defined content constituent or a group of constituent. Herbal substance or preparation to defined content of constituent or a group of constituents with known therapeutic activity. Adjusting herbal substance or preparation to a defined content of a constituent or a group of constituent. The dosage form, they need to be standard, like what type of standard procedure, blending or boiling, etc. need to be used, what are the percentage of the constituents, okay, what are the excipients which need to be added, okay, this need to be standardized.